Hi, Jeff. How are you? First one in today. Hi, Jan. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, Bite's here too. Nibble just she's behind the camera right now, so she will probably make her appearance at some point. How's everyone doing today? Not you. I've already talked to you. I know how you're doing. You're fat and spoiled. That's how you're doing. Yes, you are. Yeah, everything's doing good so far. Just kind of putting in the time here. Right, Nibble? Or right, Bite? You're Bite, aren't you? How dare I call you Nibble? I don't think you really care, though, as long as I dish out the kitty treats, right? Working from home, that's good. Yeah, I go back to work tomorrow, so it's my long week this week. So you're the cable guy upgrading the church internet for live streaming. That's a lot of people are doing that. I was talking to my mom the other day, and she found out her church is doing. I don't think they're actually live streaming. I think they're recording the service ahead of time, editing it together, and then posting it once a week. But yeah, a lot of churches are doing that. In fact, I got a call from my mom the other day. She wanted to. She knew that her church was doing it, but she needed help trying to figure out how to find the services. And so, we went over there and looked, and there they were. So yeah, my mom was like, we're very, very happy. In fact, she even kind of forgot to hang up. And I was sitting there working on something on the computer, and I could just hear her binge watching all the church services on online. So she's doing good. Every day is Groundhog Day, kind of right, isn't it? Yeah, Paul's doing online school. I heard a lot of schools are doing that too. I know, my friend Beth. She's a teacher, special education teacher, and apparently they're kind of getting to the point where they're doing that a little bit too. So they're teaching. They had to teach the teachers how to do live streams. They got to get somebody in here like me doing them because I kind of at least know how to do it. Done it a couple times. Goal was 325 members on the Facebook page before May 1st. We're at 320 now. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks everyone for joining the Facebook page. Five more of you, and we're going to hit Jan's goal. So, go sign up for the Facebook page if you're on Facebook and are interested. Yeah, Stephen Bite says go join the Facebook page, right? That's what that means, right? I know that's all you say, but all you say is meow. You're kind of like Groot, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, we're very, very happy that happened with the insurance because that's been a long time coming. My parents were dealing with that last summer, trying to get that to kick in. So, and I remember, when I would go visit my mom and dad, you know, middle of last year. I remember even then we were kind of fighting with it because we were filling out paperwork and talking to them and figuring out what they thought they were going to need and all that stuff. And it still took another 6 months to do. You hear a bunch of noise back there. Nibbles found a cardboard box that she's fascinated with right now. Yeah, doing errands right now before you come home and use your new Instant Pot. All right, cool. Yeah, you come up with a good recipe. You'll have to send it to me. The cat's name is Groot. Yeah, his name is Meow. Nibble has joined us a little bit. I got them a new kitty toy a couple days ago, so let's see if she can start it up. It's a little electronic thing in there. Supposedly, when they bat at it a little bit, it'll start moving around. It's also got catnip in it, so it should attract them to it. That's the kind of thing that's supposed to set it off, so let's see if it does. They're having fun with it just as it is, though, even if it isn't spinning around. Come on, Nibble, hit it a few more times. See if we can wake that thing up. Nope. You bored with it already? Okay, well, we know the one thing you're never bored with. Kitty treats. Right, Nibble? You like kitty treats, don't you? Maybe I ought to put the kitty treats in the catnip holder, huh? That would probably work, wouldn't it? That's what happens. You get too aggressive, you knock it out of my hand, and Nibble gets it. Come on, Nibble, here's one for you. Tip the camera down a little bit so you can see her. Push that thing out of the way a little bit so you're not seeing the TV tray. Nibble! I think you kind of want to go back and play with the toy now, though, don't you? Hmm? Yeah, might jump down onto the ground here, see if if Nibble missed anything. Hi, VNA, how are you? Oh, Bill's going to do chicken in his Instant Pot, some sort of a curry thing. That sounds interesting. Yeah, we're kind of on a little bit of a warming trend now. It's supposed to be up in the 90s by tomorrow, and then the bottom drops out of it, drops down into the 60s on Friday. So I don't know. The weather can't seem to decide what it's going to do right now, but that's okay. I'm going to be indoors at work all day tomorrow, so 90 degrees shouldn't bother me too much. You live dangerously. You went out to the mailbox. Oh man, you rebel, you. You just had a strange experience. You finished your doctor's appointment virtually, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how effective that would be. I don't know how they tell you to take your temperature. Uh, if you're not actually in the office, blood pressure, do any of that stuff. How do you check anything? All you can do is talk to somebody. You can do that on the phone. Okay, Jeff, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, we're just starting this out, so get Jans, come on back. We'll be here. This is going to be another 2 hour one. So taking a break from working at home. Yeah, second day in a row I've worn a Texas Chainsaw Massacre t-shirt. So I don't know, just worked out that way. I have t-shirts now, almost like I almost pack them up like in a box of Kleenex. So you just grab the next one on the stack and away you go. Made chicken pineapple coconut curry last night. Sounds interesting. Yeah, that's a good question. How do they draw your blood? That's another one. Am I in quarantine again from work? No, I'm just on a weekend right now. My work week is 3 days on, 3 days off, 4 days on, 4 days off. So I'm on my 3 days on right now. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? You have your own blood pressure cuff and other stuff, but how do you draw blood? Can you draw your own blood? Do I like pineapple pizza? It's okay. It's not my favorite thing, but I'm not one of the haters. I'll eat pineapple on pizza. I like pineapple and it's good. Visiting nurse has done your blood work. You stick your arm out the door. She draws the blood, leaves, and you go and scrub your arm. Yeah, that's about where we are right now too. Interestingly enough. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's a bomb for me, but pineapple pizza's all right. You know, I know that Jordan's really into it, so whenever we have pizza, there's always pineapple on his. And like I said, it's fine. I prefer like sausage and pepperoni and that kind of stuff, jalapenos. But I'm not a pineapple pizza hater. There's some people that just absolutely go crazy. When you put pineapple on pizza, it's like ooh, gross, gross. How can you do that? Ooh. Yeah, I'm not one of them. Yeah, at least we're not getting salespeople knocking on the door. That ain't that the truth. as you do is you go to the door and be all coffee and oh man, I had a great time in Wuhan, China, but man, I can't get rid of this stupid cough, and they'll just take off in an instant. Not a big fan of jalapeno on pizza. That's cool. Yeah, it's not something for everybody, but I like it. So, do I like tacos? Yeah, I like more like street tacos than the hard crunchy ones, but they're pretty good. I'm generally pretty much in favor um, of any kind of Mexican food. So, it's pretty hard to mess up Mexican food. Yeah, I'm with you, VNA. I like jalapenos and I like spicy food. Can't complain about that. Burritos, yeah, I like burritos. Burritos are good because they're easy to make. But I guess street tacos sort of are too. Joey, yeah, we just started. We're only 15 minutes into this. I usually go for 2 hours, so go get your lunch and come on back. We'll probably still be going. You're a spicy wimp, mild only. Yeah, well, I used to be sort of that way too, and just like with anything else, it's practice, practice, practice. Just keep eating spicier and spicier stuff, and it gets to the point it doesn't bother you anymore. I actually believe what ends up happening is you eat enough spicy stuff, you end up burning the taste buds off of your tongue, and then it doesn't affect you as much. Yeah, you're right. Except for that one Mexican place, and I never actually did a review on that one because I wasn't doing food reviews at that point. That was like in the first week or two that I was here. That when I didn't even have a refrigerator or any food or anything like that. Um, that I was going out to eat like virtually every meal, and yeah, it was just a restaurant that I found, and it looked like a nice place, and it was really well decorated, and there were a lot of people in there, but I just got something that just wasn't very good. And then I went back and said, well, maybe I just ordered the wrong thing. I ordered something else. And that time I actually asked them, hey, what is it what's your specialty? What are you known for? And they suggested the chili relleno, and I had that, and that was okay. It just, it was their second strike, and just didn't do it for me after that. So haven't been back to the place since then, and I never reviewed them. Like Mexican food that has a slow burn. Yeah, I do too. I do too. Sometimes if you get Mexican food that's too spicy, the spicy overwhelms the flavor of the other flavors. And so that is a nice thing about a slow burn is you get to taste everything else, and then the burn starts kicking in. So yeah, I like that too. See Nibbles back over there again. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Eventually, you get used to it, and it doesn't burn as much. Hi Angela, how you doing? Just made bacon in the oven, huh? That sounds good. Meow, meow. Hey Nibble. There she is. Nibble. Can't get any treats from over there. You're not even paying attention to what you're doing. You just dropped some out of your mouth, dude. You're kind of a pig, aren't you? You're not a cat, you're a pig. Nibble. Gotta get you to both stand up on your hind legs to get your treats here. Come on. You know you want it. You know you want it. Yes, you do. All right, there's one for you. Jen wants you to have a belly rub bite. What do you feel about that? You ready for a belly rub? Huh? Huh? Ready for a belly rub? Let's give you a belly rub, huh? There's that belly rub. All right, enough belly rub. Making dinner, yeah. I guess it's about that time, isn't it? Yeah, we're doing all right today. We got 50 people in here right now. Yeah, we're all doing all right. Cats are hovering around right now, expecting more kitty treats. Might just jump back up on the sofa here and nibbles over playing with her box again. I'm doing fine, C&V Young. Thanks for asking. How's the toilet paper situation? Honestly, the paper situation, hasn't really been something I've been following that much. Uh, I generally buy toilet paper in bulk anyway. So, the toilet paper I have right now, I've had probably since the beginning of the year. And, I just buy a big bundle of it when I need it because it's one of those things that you can just kind of store away for a while and not have to think about it. So, except for the fact that from that occasionally I go check just to see what happened, see what's going on there in that shelf. I haven't actually needed any, so I think things are starting to get back to normal though with the hoarding. In fact, I'm seeing stories now left and right of people who are trying to return all the toilet paper that they hoarded during the crisis. Angela just made a reference to Bite Nibble in her new vlog. That's cool. I'll have to go check that out. Hand sanitizer is no more in northern Minnesota. What's the weather? It's supposed to be warm out today. It looks, you know, really clear and sunny out there. I don't know. Let's see what the temperature is. They said it was going to be like in the 80s, so let's check. Yeah, they're saying 86 right now, so yeah, that's about right. Foot around here. Hi, Sue Smith. We're doing fine. Bite's just sitting here waiting for the next time I dish out the kitty treats. And Nibble's around here somewhere too. I don't know exactly where at the moment, but she's here somewhere. I'm sure she'll make her presence known before too long. I think with the hoarding of toilet paper, I think it was just everyone started thinking, oh man, there's no toilet paper. What happens if there's no toilet paper? Let's go get toilet paper. It's kind of a group herd mentality, and I think one person does something stupid, and then they all kind of step in and do something stupid, right? But that kind of explains everything, right? Well, the we're supposed to get into the 90s tomorrow. I think I saw a prediction of 93 tomorrow, and then the temperature drops on Thursday or Friday, and it gets down into like the 60s. So, and then we have some more rain coming in. It's supposed to rain all week this week, but it didn't really materialize. What am I up to today? About here. Yeah, we got another request for a belly rub. You got another belly rub in you? Huh? Here, buddy. Belly rub time. Belly rub time. You got to be able to hear that purring. As far the neighbors must hear it. All right, go back to your arm. Yeah, I think I've seen toilet paper at my local HEB in recent days. Like I said, I don't really need any because, like I said, I got plenty of it, from last time I bought a large quantity of it. But it is interesting to go check it out every once in a while just to see what they have. I still find it difficult to get like things like soup and pasta and things like that. But Pike looks so annoyed. Yeah, I know. I would much rather just be sitting here sleeping, right? But that's the price of getting the kitty treats, isn't it? Nibble, you gonna come for more kitty treats? Huh? Come on, Nibble. You gotta come over. Let everyone see your pretty face. My Bite's getting jealous now. Come on. Bites whipping her in the face with his tail. That's my finger you grabbed there. You're really lucky I don't take it personally that you bite the hand that feeds you. Yes, you are. Yeah, I guess I have heard that the Texas is kind of blocking stuff coming in from Louisiana. I don't know. That sounds a little dubious from a constitutional standpoint, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it seemed like I heard Paul saying the same kind of thing that he's off of school for the rest of the year, and he goes in once a week to get his homework. They say you look like you got a superhero mask on. Is that what that is? Hmm? Could be. So I ever made homemade salsa? I tried once. It didn't come out that good, but I don't know. Maybe the recipe I used wasn't very good. It seemed pretty simple because it was like onions and jalapenos and tomatoes and a little lemon or lime juice and some cilantro and all that. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't come out that good. In my case, I think it just wasn't spicy enough. Yeah, you got that right, VNA. Kids are definitely walking germs. At least I have no trolls so far. Yeah, well, operative word there is so far. Hi, Helena. How are you? Glad you stopped in. Wow, we're doing good today. We got 59 people in here. Salsa hasn't been my specialty yet. I'm better at eating it than I am at making it, but I'm open to let that change. I wouldn't mind learning how to make my own. Yeah, I can't complain. I'm just doing my thing, you know. Last day off before I go back to work again tomorrow. Yeah, spoke too soon. Yeah, definitely do that, Angela, because I wouldn't mind having the ability to make a good salsa. Even if it's something just to kind of start with now and then kind of build on a little bit, even if it isn't perfect, just you want to have a good base and then you can kind of work from that. Yeah, I'm definitely glad I'm working. This could, you know, I was so bored and stir crazy for the last 6 months, being out of work. So it would really suck if at this point, okay, yeah, you got a job now. It's like, okay, now you're furloughed, go home and stay home and don't come back until we tell you. Yeah, perhaps, Angela. Yeah, I guess I probably could leave the TV on for the cats when I'm gone, but I don't know. They've got each other, and so they kind of tend to entertain themselves. Even when I was doing that 13-hour live stream the other day while I was at work, Bite eventually got lonely and went upstairs to be with his sister, and that was why nobody saw him later on in the day. My mom is doing well. She's been talking a lot to me on the phone. I think we've talked pretty much every day for the past couple of days. She found out a few days ago that her church has been putting their services online because the church is completely shut down. They're not doing any of that stuff right now. So they're what they're doing is they're just I think what they're doing is they're kind of filming the different segments of a church service, editing it all together, and then uh, putting it up once a week. And so my mom was curious on how to do that, and I kind of helped her find that out. And then she spent the rest of the day binge watching services. She was even like binge watching the children's, Sunday school kind of stuff. So, I think she needs something a little different to do. She when she watches TV, she tends to watch the news, and I think she finally got to the point where that was kind of, just she realized how repetitive and how boring that was. Um, so she wanted a little something different to watch. Yeah, I did see the views on that live stream. That was insane. It's like over 2,000 views on that. And the ironic thing is, 2/3 of the day it was just an empty couch that people were looking at. You're expecting the cats to throw a party, but they were good little kitties. Yeah, either that or they just went upstairs and did all their mischief upstairs. Yeah, it's so interesting how people are using the internet right now to do stuff. You know, I'd never heard of of my mom's church doing anything like that, but apparently they got a pretty decent little setup there. Like I said, I don't think they're streaming the services live. It looks like what they're doing is uh, recording segments, recording the pastor reading the scripture, recording the organ playing the hymns, recording the pastor doing the sermon, and then just kind of cutting it all together. I was observing it's an awful lot like what I do with vlogging. With the exception of these live streams, I usually record something and then edit it together and then post that. And it seems like they're doing a lot of that. Yeah, I do. I do think I'm going to do another one of these all day live stream things. I'm trying to come up with ways to like maybe make the cats a little bit more entertaining, so that you'll have something to see. But the truth is, I think the benefit that came with that whole thing was just that it allowed a lot of you guys just to sit and talk to each other. And I think that was really beneficial because that was, even when the cat went upstairs and it was just the empty sofa, every people were, I'd check in and people would just be talking to each other, and that's, I think, a lot of what people need right now. So I think we'll maybe try and do that again, maybe as early as tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. It was funny how everyone thought they were like ghosts and stuff like that in my place because of all the weird sounds. Yeah, I was thinking maybe setting it up in the cat room too. Am I getting used to the 12-hour days yet? Not really. I mean, I haven't been doing it enough yet to really get used to it, but I'm able to do it, and I'm sure, because in reality, you got to remember, I had my first 2 weeks of work. The first week was classroom training, and that was 6 or 7 hours a day. So that wasn't 8 hour. Those weren't 12-hour days. The second week I did it, we were kind of in the middle of getting ready for that shutdown that I told you about, and so even those weren't real 12-hour days. I'd work a little bit and then either go in the computer lab for a couple hours and do some stuff there, and and then go home. And then that was 2 weeks of quarantine, which I wasn't at work at all. So last week was really the first time where I did a full week where I spent the whole time, on the floor doing actual work. So not enough time yet to say that I've acclimated to it, but I think I'll do all right. Is During the live stream, is there any way we could talk to the cats? That would be fun if we could. But I guess I understand why they don't do it because, if all of you could just speak into a microphone and be heard on here, then it would probably just be a whole bunch of people talking at once, and you wouldn't be able to hear anything. Even here where we have just 55 people in here, the comments are coming in pretty fast, and so yeah, it would be fun if we could work that out. But I guess I understand the reason why the technology doesn't consider that much of an option. Can you imagine if I got up to like Jordan's level of views on live streams? I had 300 people in here watching, all talking at the same time, and of course, then you get the trolls that want to scream profanity into the microphone and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think that would maybe not be the best situation, but my mom's got to feel better with the insurance. I mean, I haven't talked specifically how she feels about it, but I mean, she's been fighting for this for 9 months now, so it's got to be a relief now that it's finally over. By the way, I do want to share one little exciting piece of news here. When I talked to my mom yesterday, I had mentioned about a week ago that some of my viewers had asked if my mom was ever going to come on and do a segment on the live stream like my dad did a few months ago, and she said about a week ago when I talked to her about it, she wanted to think about it a little, but she was open to the idea. Well, I talked to her yesterday and she says, yes, absolutely. I'll come on and do it. So one of these live streams, we're going to have my mom on here now. I proposed maybe doing it next Sunday, and then she pointed out that's Easter. And I said, oh, yeah, you probably won't want to do it on Easter. And she said, no, that's probably true. But, one of these days, maybe in the next week or two, I'm going to bring her on and we'll just do like we did with my dad. I'll put her on the speakerphone, and you'll be able to talk to her. You'll be able to hear her. It was funny. She had one stipulation to doing this, and it was funny when I was talking to her about it because she said, "Yeah, there's just one thing I want to do before I do that. I want to go and get it. I want to make sure we get past this quarantine thing and go and like get my hair done so I look nice." I said, "Mom, you're going to be talking on the phone. Nobody will be able to see you. I kind of jokingly said you could do your part naked and nobody would know." So, oh, okay, that's good. All right. So yeah, sometime in the next, I don't know, week or so, we are going to do a live stream, and she's going to come on here, and we'll do it just like we did with my dad. I'll put the phone next to the computer here, put her on speakerphone, and I will read your questions to her and give her a chance to answer. So we had a lot of fun doing that with my father, and I was, it's really special now that he's passed away because I do believe that's probably the last audio recording there is of him, and so it's fun to go back and listen to that. In fact, I sent my mom the link to because you recall the day or two after he passed away, I rebroadcast that interview for my daily vlog that day, and I sent her that link so that she could kind of get an idea of what was actually happening. So we got that to look forward to. So looking forward to that. I was really excited when because I hadn't even really brought it up in a while. I broached the idea about a week ago to her on the phone, and she said she wanted to think about it, and I talked to her several times since then. Didn't really bring it up. So she'd obviously been thinking about it, and she brought it up yesterday. So we got that coming. We got that to look forward to. Drag that TV tray a little closer here so it isn't quite the reach. Yeah, it was really special when we had my dad on here. And like I said, I was so glad we did that. We wanted to do another one, but it just didn't work out. But we got the one, and that's great. And I don't know, it might have actually been a little difficult for my mom to listen to that one because that's probably the first time she's heard his voice since he passed. Because my dad was never one. He never had a video recorder, and he always did photography, but he was always the person behind the camera. So there aren't really a whole lot of video, or there isn't a whole lot of video or audio of him because he didn't do the video stuff, and when he did still photography, like I said, he was always behind the camera. So we had to look quite a bit in order to find stuff of him. So it was really nice to be able to have that because I wouldn't be able to tell you another single thing that I have an audio recording of him of, because it wasn't something we did that often. Yeah, it would be fun to do something like that, Angela. Yeah, it's my day off today. I go back to work tomorrow. I've been off now. This is what Tuesday. I've been off since I last worked on Saturday. So I got home about 7 o'clock on Saturday. I've been off since then. I looked into earthquakes lately. I did see that there was a big one in Idaho. That was unusual because I think that was like a 5.5 or a 5.9. That's a decent earthquake. And I've been noticing that there's a weird little earthquake cluster going on right now in Southern California that I've been watching for the last couple of days. It started off with like a 4.5, and there's been 12 or 1300 aftershocks. See if I can find it here. a lot of earthquake activity right now in the world, and that's causing things to be a little bit confusing because the application that does the tracking of earthquakes apparently is only capable of dealing with about 2,000 events worldwide, and right now there's almost 4,000. There's the map. Yeah, never mind. Comes a point where you sit there and you're fighting with the device long enough, and you got to remember, hey, wait a second, I got people watching me here. I probably should be paying attention to them. But yeah, I did see those earthquakes in a little further inland than usual. I think I'd probably want to go to Mars more than Venus. Venus is Venus is while it looks really beautiful in the sky, it's really an unpleasant place to be. An atmosphere made of sulfuric acid with a runaway greenhouse effect and two-thirds the distance to the sun that the Earth is. So the average temperature is like 800 degrees Fahrenheit. And you put stuff on there, they can't even really send probes to Venus because they melt before they hit the ground. So do I work more than 40 hours a week? It varies because I work 3 days one week and 4 days the next week. And since they're 12-hour days, the 3 day week, I work 36 hours, and the 4 day week, I work 48 hours. So on average, it's about 44 hours a week. But that's fine. I get a little OT on that. It's regular hours and it's more money I was making at Disney. So you know what? I'm happy with it. It's a great job. I got a lot of there's a lot of great people there. I got a lot of room to grow within the company. And yeah, I don't have anything that I can really say negative about it. There's a couple little things that we have to deal with, but you know what? We're working on it. I like Mars bars growing up. Yeah, I guess somewhat. I've never really been a huge chocolate fan. Uh, I can deal with it, but sometimes it's a little much for me. Things that get like way too sweet for me, you know, I don't know, it gets a little weird. If you remember on the live stream, I told you about how sometimes, I had problems like with syrup on pancakes and really stopped eating that because it kind of would knock my blood sugar all out of whack and make me feel kind of weird for a while. So I stopped eating, pancake syrup and stuff like that because it was just too sweet. And I think that's just me. I think I'm just weird when it comes to really sweet things. That's probably why I like really spicy things, huh? Yeah, I've always loved astronomy. Astronomy was that was the first thing I was ever into in my life, and I'm still into it. Yeah, Milky Way bars are pretty good. In terms of chocolate, what I like is like dark chocolate, and so if I get a chance, and can get and it's a choice between milk or dark chocolate, I'll go dark chocolate all the time. Yeah, I don't go that far as to avoid having sugar. It's just I don't eat a lot of it. Um, you do need sugar from time to time for certain things, especially when you're doing cooking vlogs. So I do have sugar in the house, but it isn't like something, I don't like, for instance, put sugar on cereal. You know, I like one kind of cereal really, and that's Honey Nut Cheerios, and I think that's perfect just the way it is. Doesn't need to, it doesn't need any sugar to make it better. No, I still got some of the hootenanny left. Didn't actually eat any this morning. I had Honey Nut Cheerios for breakfast this morning. I guess I can have nuts or, with or without nuts and chocolate, but I really like just dark chocolate. When I put like chocolate chips in ice cream or something like that, it'll always be dark chocolate. Yeah, I think I saw that picture with Jim Carrey too. Fudge, I mean, like fudge bars. I'm not really into that. Once again, that's another one of those things that's too sweet. Although, like, I don't mind like fudge syrup on ice cream. That's good. Yeah, I've heard that too. That they say that dark chocolate is much better for you. It's funny. A lot of the things that I do like, it's funny that those are the things that are healthy too. So I do like Kit Kat bars though. Those are awesome. Not too sweet, and I like the cookie in the center. Hey, buddy, how you doing, huh? Hmm. You just ate, and now you want dessert after talking about all this sugar. Yeah, I know. That's I got to really apologize for that. I'm probably blowing everybody's diets because we always come on here and talk about food. I have an opinion about whether the Earth is getting warmer. Climate change has been happening since the planet started. The question isn't whether it's getting warmer or cooler or changing. It's how much of an effect people have on it. And I don't know. I don't think it's as much as we think it is. Have I had lunch? No, actually, I just had breakfast before I started. I don't. I'm one of those people. I usually only eat 2 meals a day anyway, so I won't have anything else for dinner until I hit dinner tonight. You gave yourself extreme bangs when you were 4 years old, and you haven't trusted yourself with scissors since then. Yeah, that's probably good advice. Yeah, ain't that the truth? We can't go to the gym, so we are all just going to get fatter. But I don't. I guess I don't really need to do anything to contribute to that, do I? Suppose that's what you thought that meant, right? Kitty treat time now. Especially since we chased Nibble off here. You think you're going to probably get them all now, don't you? You're probably right. Nibble! See if we can coax her down here. See what I mean about putting it on my hand and them not finding it? They only know to look at the tips of the fingers there. There, you found it. But I almost had to stick it in your mouth, didn't I? Gotta catch up here. I've been distracted by the kitties. Making a big Mexican salad. That sounds good. I would definitely give up this live stream for a good Mexican salad. That's no competition. What I've been doing a lot lately for food is actually trying to do the drive-throughs at the restaurants because restaurants are really hurting right now, and I want to do what I can to try and help lift them up now, especially since I have a little bit of an income coming in now. Oh, there's Nibble. She missed the kitty treats though, didn't she? Am I going to plant any tomato plants this year? Maybe not this year, but have thought about having a garden and tomatoes is definitely something I'd like to do. Maybe some fruit trees and stuff like that too. There's nothing better than like fresh fruit coming off the right off the tree, especially when we're dealing with global pandemics and food shortages and all that nutty stuff. But yeah, I have thought, maybe having like a raised garden or maybe even a greenhouse or something like that. Oh yeah, and when I do go to the restaurants too, I generally over tip too because you know business is way down in those areas, and I love some of these restaurants that I've visited and vlogged. I love those places. I wouldn't want them to go under just because of this. But I think it's dangerous to go to the garden store and get dirt and plants. And no, not really. I mean, I've been to Home Depot a number of times. Funny, I've been looking to see in the seeds department if they have like seeds for bluebonnets. I haven't been able to find them. It would be fun, I think, if I could, have some bluebonnets growing in my yard when I get a house. But I don't know. We'll make that happen at some point. Yeah, it probably is a little late, for tomatoes. But like I said, if I do it, I might very well do, have a greenhouse or something like that. Build a greenhouse and do it that way. Yeah, I have thought about going out and seeing how the houses deal with water when it's raining. But a couple of the houses I've been looking at have been like at the top of hills too. So I know it's all going to kind of uh, flow away pretty quick. That last house I looked at, that looked like it would be a real nightmare in terms of drainage. Looks like they actually spent a lot of time thinking about drainage because they had they had rain gutters and water drainage all over the place on that house. So it was clearly a concern. It was clearly something that they thought very seriously about when they built that house. So, but usually you can tell if a house is going to have drainage just by looking at it and looking at what they've done to try and mitigate the problem. And I didn't hear about Logan's Roadhouse. I've never heard of that place, but there's a lot of companies that are doing that right now. I sometimes wonder if we're overreacting to this because there's negative consequences to shutting down the economy too. You know, and it isn't just we're choosing dollars over people. Well, no, if the economy collapses, if there's no jobs out there, then you know what, there's going to be consequences to that too. People are going to die from that. So we got to deal with this, but we got to deal with it intentionally. We can't just, hey, let's just everyone live in their house for the next year. It's like there won't be anything left if we come out. We got to be careful. Yes, this thing is serious, but you know, right now I think the statistics I read today is that one person in 1,000 in the United States is that has this disease, and of that 0.1% of the population that does, 97% of them are going to survive. So we're dealing with a very small percentage of a very small percentage, and we're going to destroy our economy over that. You got to be careful. I mean, yes, we got to do things to try and slow the growth of this, but I think there's a lot of confusion and misunderstanding about what this thing is all about. Because I think a lot of people think that this thing is airborne, and they think that if you're simply in a room with somebody that has it, you're going to get it. No, it doesn't work that way. Social distancing works because basically what's happening is if somebody sneezes and the molecules, the virus gets on something, and then you touch it, and then touch your eyes, nose, or mouth, then you have a problem. So keep your distance. Don't touch your eyes, nose, and mouth when you're out in public, and wash your hands a lot. That's how we're going to stop this thing. Yes, of course, but here's the analogy I've been thinking of. Yes, you're right. It's devastating when one person dies, and it's devastating not only to that person, but also to their family and loved ones and friends and all that. But it's very rare, for instance, when somebody gets struck by and killed by lightning. But that's just as devastating to that person and their family as this is. But that doesn't mean that the whole rest of the world needs to go hide in their houses because we might get hit by lightning. We have to live our lives, and we have to keep moving forward. And so, yeah, I don't know. I get a little concerned that we're overreacting to this. And that's right, Angela. Last year the flu killed more people than has died from this. I think the number is what, 9,000 dead in the United States. Well, okay, fine. We lose what, 150,000 a year to the flu. So, we just have to be careful. Yes, this one's a little bit more lethal than other diseases, but you know what? The flu kills people every year. We have pandemics every couple of years, and they kill a lot of people. It happens. SARS killed a lot more people a few years ago than this one has, and most of you don't even remember that. You might remember hearing about it, but there wasn't the alarmism that was coming on the TV like there is. The media right now are treating this like we're all going to die. It's like, no, it's not going to happen. It's very unlikely that you're going to catch this disease, and if you do catch it, it's very likely that you'll survive it. The fatality rate is like 3%. It's nothing. And there's very simple things that we can do to protect ourselves. Like I said, social distancing, don't touch when you're out in public and you touch something that someone else has touched, don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. And wash your hands frequently. It's easy. Have I decided to not consider buying a two-story house? Yeah, I think I don't want to do a two-story house. Well, they wound the thing up. Okay, they got the toy going now. Let's see if we can get some kitties here to chase this thing around, bite bat at it a little bit. And now he's kind of freaked out by it because now it's moving. And there it went behind the block rocker. Whatever. I wanted to get something that, hopefully would plug into the wall, but unfortunately, they don't have a lot of those, so it's all battery operated. So I wanted to find something that would maybe shut itself off, and that's what that one does. It runs on batteries, but um, yeah, I guess that's sort of what we were talking about. We were talking about a two-story house before Nibble set off the cat toy. Yeah, I kind of am thinking I don't want a two-story house at this point. I'm just kind of getting to an age where I don't want to be climbing stairs anymore. You know, not that there have been any issues with it. I just don't want to. I don't want to deal with it. I want to find a single-story house. I mean, my house in California had two stories on it, and when I was in my 30s and bought that, a two-story house was always kind of a status symbol, and so I kind of wanted that. And it turned out I didn't really have a choice anyway because there were only six models in the entire development. They were all two-story houses. So, how's the weather in Texas? It's nice and warm today. I think I looked a little while ago; it was 86 out, and it's nice and clear. A few clouds in the sky and kind of a nice breeze. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I might go out and do another, nature walk vlog today after this is done. Yeah, hopefully this is going to be the house I'm gonna retire in. So another reason, like I said, I never had any problem with stairs. It's just I'm getting a little older now and don't really need that anymore. Hi PDXer, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. Doing good today. We got 60 people in here. That's kind of fun. So what do all you guys think? Should I do another all day live stream of the kitties like I did last week? Seems to be a lot of people really enjoyed kind of the just having the opportunity to come in here and talk to each other. And I even see that kind of happening here right now. There's conversations that are going on between different people that are on right now. So I don't know. What do you think? You want me to do that again? There's a vote for yes. I don't know, Bite. You gonna keep them occupied? Nibble's back here now. She wants some kitty treats. Yeah, she walked away here when I turned the computer around. Come on, Nibble. Come here, girl. Here she comes. That's the pretty girl. My buddy. Okay, that's it for now. You guys are fat enough, huh? Oh, yeah. The kitty brush, that's almost as good as the kitty treats, isn't it? Yes, it is. All right, well, back to this here. Yes, 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 yes. Everyone seems to, I don't care what anyone else says. I saw the bear move. That's funny. I actually do think what I want to do is like put some put some like fishing line on the bear so I can make his arms go like this during the day or make him move around so it really does seem like he's moving. Well, I mean, I think part of the reason of doing the all day things is so that people can come in here and just pop in whenever they feel like and know it's here and just come in sometime and spend a little time and talk. You know, a lot of people said that they were just kind of let things run in the background, and so that was pretty cool. And I do think I may do it, but I may not make it a surprise. I may just be real outward with it and say, hey, we're going to do this again. Yeah, the cats were the stars, and it was even kind of fun for me, watching from work and seeing Bite sit here on the couch and just kind of clean himself and sleep and all that. So I did see somebody commented on that one, said that they thought I'd gone off my rocker, but the truth is, you know what? I love coming in here and just watching how many people were on this thing during the day. 30, 40, 50 people, and people really seem to like that. So, and it's just fun because, like I said, there's nothing going on here. White had gone upstairs, and you guys were just talking to each other. It's like, wow, that was really cool. In fact, I think maybe what I'll do is on some of these all day ones, I may not actually release the all day one because that's just conversations that people are having. But I might like pick best of moments and just hey, this is when Bite was on the chair. This is when Bite was cleaning or washing himself or something like that. And we'll just see what happens. Yeah, everyone thought the water was running. No, that's just kind of an artifact that comes from the computer. And I think what's going on is there's like fans in the computer, and I think sometimes the microphones pick that up, and that's probably what you're hearing. I appreciate that, Angela. And in hindsight, it was a fun idea, and a lot of people really seem to enjoy that. So yeah, I don't know. We'll do that again. Might do it tomorrow. Who knows? I go back to work tomorrow. Yeah, I was thinking about that. In fact, I went out and bought a couple of kitty toys, and so we may have a different camera angle when we do this, and we'll see if we can get them to play with the toys. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I think because I heard some of the background noises too, and I definitely heard things that sounded like people coughing, and I know exactly what people were talking about when they thought they said they heard water running. So, you know, that didn't because I crank up the volume on the cell phone and listen to it. It's like, yeah, I hear that too, but I knew it wasn't water running. Good morning, Karma. How are you? And I think I did figure out how to turn off the super chat for that. So we'll do that because I don't want to be making any money off of just having a camera running all day. That's When I'm quiet, you don't hear any noises. You know, I mean, I kind of hear the neighbors thumping around next door. So I think what happens though, it was kind of an intermittent noise, and so you know, if I'm not quiet at the right moment here, also I think there's like what they call automatic gain control on the audio levels on the mic here on this thing, and so I think when I'm talking, it's kind of setting the audio levels based on my speaking level, and maybe it takes a minute for it to realize, hey, it's really quiet here. Let's reset the noise levels. And who knows? Maybe it was ghosts. I mean, I've heard of people going into haunted houses with a recorder running and picking up weird noises. Now, a lot of times that's just the house settling or something like that. Yeah, that's it. Maybe it is the ghosts. Who knows? And maybe it was the ghost that was making the water sound. Maybe it was the ghost that was making the bear move and all that stuff. You know, like when the bear did this at the end of the live stream. Do I know the history of the apartment? No, I don't even know. I don't even know how long this place has been here. It's got to. It looks like it's probably been built in like the 50s, so it's been here for a while. What kind of beer do I have in the fridge? I am drinking right now. What is it called? Nuts. I don't remember. Ghost of Christmas Past. Yeah. Well, people like the Christmas lights behind it, so I just kind of kept them up. I think that was kind of a suggestion Jordan made too. It's kind of interesting back there. It is a domestic beer. Hang on, I bet you I can find a bottle of it. Hang on just a second. Yeah, I found it. This is the stuff I've been drinking lately, uh, made by New Belgium, and it's their Voodoo Ranger. They got a couple of IPAs that I really like, and so yeah, this is my go-to beer right now. I like this. And it's funny. I found it here when I moved to Texas, and then when I went back to California, it's like, oh wow, they got it here too. It must have just been something that was just recently released. In fact, you may recall, I went to a Christmas party with my friends around Thanksgiving last year, and I brought a couple six packs of this with me. And one of my friends named Scott uh, saw me drinking that and said, "Man, I haven't seen those in a long time." He says he found one once and took it home and drank it and really liked it, but never was able to find it again. So so he was really surprised when I said, "Oh yeah, I just got this at Vaughn's, and I've seen it in Texas." Like I said, I discovered it here, and a lot of times when it comes to beers and stuff like that, I know I like IPAs, and so I'm an IPA fan. So if I see IPA on it, and it has an interesting label or an interesting title or something like that, you know what? I'll try it and see what I think. And this is one that I saw it on the shelf, bought it, and really really liked it. Is it dark? No, it isn't really. It isn't really a dark beer. It's kind of a medium beer. But I like IPAs, so that's probably my favorite kind. Yeah, I know. I've heard jokes about that the Corona beer was trying to get get the virus renamed to Budweiser. But it is kind of an unfortunate name right now. If if you're selling a beer called Corona, does anyone remember back in the '80s there was like these little chocolate bars that you could get that were a diet thing, and they called them AIDS, AIDS, and that kind of faced the same thing when the AIDS epidemic came out. And I think that company actually went under. I don't think they're even around anymore because no one wanted to buy that either. Maybe we need to drink Corona beer as a medicine. Yeah, I was never a huge fan of Corona. I've had it a bunch of times, and I kind of put it in the same category as like Budweiser and stuff like that. But yeah, Corona I think is a Pilsner style beer, and I'm not really into Pilsners. Yeah, that's sort of the truth. I kind of think the same way about Budweiser and Angela and Coors definitely. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people that think, oh yeah, Corona is the best thing ever. Yeah, Corona is okay. The only kind of beer I like is root beer. See, I never developed a taste for root beer. It's the same, and it's the same thing with me. Root beer is it's too sweet. I don't like Dr. Pepper. I don't like root beer. It's just it's too heavy and it's too sweet for me. Hmm. Yeah, I've had Rainier beer too, and it doesn't surprise me that that's a big seller up in Washington. They got something here that's a big seller in Texas called Lone Star beer, and I've tried that too, and that's basically the same thing. Remember in the '80s there was Tab to drink. Yeah, I remember Tab. I wasn't a fan of that. Used to drink it in high school. I think South Park kind of did a similar joke too about that, where there was this guy that was helping people get into shape, and he basically says, yeah, I got AIDS and I want to give AIDS to everyone. In reality he had assistants that were helping him lose weight, but he called them AIDS, and everyone thought that he wanted to give everyone AIDS and wanted to give children AIDS and stuff like that. When in reality it was just he had like people that were working with him, and he just called them his aides. I was kind of the same way, Kathy. I couldn't stand the taste of beer early on, and then I discovered I just didn't like bad beer. All the beer I'd had early on, it was Miller or Coors or Budweiser. It's like when I had a really good beer, it's like, okay, all right, I get it. And so, that's that's just kind of how I went with it. I turned out I was too much of a snob. But I get it. Some people don't like the smell of it, and that's where you go. Wait, do you like the tequila chilled or the Diet Coke? Thanks, Linda Foster. Thanks for stopping in. Or I don't know, are you just arriving? I haven't seen your name up before. Maybe you're just arriving. Yeah, my friend Matt got me into South Park many, many, many moons ago. Moosehead beer. Yeah, I've had Moosehead beer. I wasn't really into that either. Oh, Jan likes both her tequila and her Diet Coke chilled. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't really think of hard liquor being chilled, except for vodka, of course. I keep vodka in the freezer. Yeah, see, Kathy, I'm different than that. I've never developed a taste for wine. Wine is, I mean, it's one of those things I can drink, but given a choice, if I'm given a choice between wine and beer, I'll go beer every day. Aunt Lily, psychic alcoholic, drinks bourbon straight up. Yeah, yeah. I never got into the taste of tab, but whatever. Yeah, I guess I've seen beer that has corks in them. That's that's an interesting approach. Yeah, alcohol sales across the board are up. Gonna be a lot of alcoholics coming out when this quarantine's over. The Schlitz Brewery was in Longview. Stroh's bought them out. I don't know if the brewery is still there. Yeah, I don't know either. Never been a fan of Schlitz either. That back in the 60s and 70s, that's all it was these little these pilsners, the mass produced pilsners, the Budweisers, the Coors, the Millers, the Schlitzes, the whatever else there was. And then we really kind of got into the microbrew phase, and I gotta say I love that much better. There's so many great beers out there that there's always something new to try. Here's one for you. When I was 18, I would go to the liquor store and buy four Budweisers in a can for $1. I think I can beat you on that. When I was in college, a friend of mine and I went to a liquor store and bought, I don't know, it had to be the worst beer I've ever had in my life, but it was a case of 18 cans of beer, and I think we paid $2.99 for it. We were doing beer bombs with it. Didn't really do it for me. Yeah, oh yeah, I think I would love bouncing around the English pubs, trying different beers. I mean, just in terms of that, I'm one of those people that will drink Guinness. It's a very, very dark, very, very heavy beer, but I remember New Coke because everyone was so excited to try it. And it's like, prior to that, I never really tasted the difference between Coke and Pepsi, so I'd get them interchangeably. But when I tried the new Coke, I wasn't into it, and I stopped drinking old Coke too. My buddies in the band Guided by Voices are big Miller drinkers. That's a big beer drinking band, and so they'll usually bring like a big, enormous cooler packed with beer out on stage, put it right in front of the drum kit, and everyone will be drinking beer all show. And that's kind of what they moved over to, um, when when they started really drinking the beer was like the Miller and Budweiser. Those are the two things. There's Miller Lite and there's Bud Light. Which foreign country would I like to visit? I'd love to go visit like Romania and go like look at Dracula's castle and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff, and it'd be fun to go visit there. I had a friend that well, he grew up and was raised in Romania, and so he had all sorts of great stories from there, and I think that would be a fun place to go. None of the typical places that everyone wants to go. I want to go someplace that's kind of off the beaten path. Romania sounds fun. Yeah, I get it. A lot of people have problems with drinking alcohol in their family. I know. For instance, my friend Matt has seen what alcohol did to his family. He absolutely doesn't drink at all. He doesn't like it. He doesn't want anything to do with it, and he just avoids it altogether. I think Jordan is sort of in the same state. He doesn't drink a whole lot either. He used to drink more when I knew him when he was young, but he kind of outgrew that. I think the secret though is just self control, and if you got self control, you can take control of it and it doesn't become a problem. Yeah, Transylvania is in Romania, and some people just got to make that decision for themselves. And that's probably just as well that you rarely drink at all. That's probably a good thing. I kind of took the same approach with caffeine a few years ago. I don't drink caffeine hardly at all. I couldn't be able to tell you last time I had a caffeinated drink. Red wine a day keeps the doctor away. I know there's definitely different schools of thought on that. I think my friend Beth has a sign, or at least she had a sign in her backyard at one point that says, "Wine, it's how classy people get wasted." It's not good for your liver and onions. Is Nibbles by her new toy? No, the toy seemed to have chased himself behind the block rocker here. Let me see if I can pull it out again. Maybe that's one of the problems you run into when you have a toy that kind of moves around on its own. Is it'll walk behind something. Yeah, see, I set it off there. Now it's going, and now it's behind the chair. Yeah, it's a little different with me though because I'm one of those weird people who caffeine doesn't work on me. It doesn't. It doesn't give me the buzz. It doesn't pep me up like it does a lot of people. If anything, caffeine tends to make me sleepy. So when I realized, about 5 or 6 years ago that I wasn't really getting anything from it, um, when now Bite set off the toy again. Now it's walking around out here. Yeah, the cats are funny. Alcohol took your husband and your son from you, so you're not a big fan. Yeah, I guess I can understand that, but you're right. It isn't the drinking that's the problem. It's the drinking and getting behind the wheel that's the problem. Are the neighbors gathering outside at sunset? Nah, I haven't been aware of that. Yeah, yeah, Angela, I'm one of them. And like I said, I decided a few years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago now, that since I don't get the benefit from the caffeine, there's no real good reason to drink it, and it isn't particularly healthy. So I just quit altogether. And I think a lot of times the the feelings, the needs, the cravings for the caffeine. I think caffeine is addictive, like other things, and I think you get to the point where you need more and more of it to do anything. So since I never had that positive payoff from caffeinated drinks, it was real easy just to quit cold turkey. But I still like my Sprite, and Sprite, the sugar kind of tends to give me a little bit of a boost, and that's really all I need. Yeah, I have a special concern with Tylenol because right now Tylenol is kind of the trigger that set off the whole thing with my dad. Because Tylenol is acetaminophen, and I guess acetaminophen can damage your liver, and that was really the beginning of what happened. Because my dad had back problems for a long part of his life. I remember when I was a kid, he always had sort of a sore back, and I guess it's gotten worse in recent years. And he would try and control the pain with Tylenol, and I guess he damaged his liver as a result of that. And that was really what started everything going downhill for him. So yeah, it kind of makes me wonder where we'd be right now with my dad if he was taking Advil or something else rather than Tylenol. Because, like I said, it all revolved around the liver. Because that was what was causing the ammonia levels to go crazy and the blood levels to go crazy and all that. Speaking of back pain, how are my work shoes working out? Um, I haven't really seen a connection between that. Now, I might actually end up having to get another pair of shoes uh, just because, and I don't want to really go into detail because it gives a little bit more information than I want, but there's another complication that comes with these shoes. just because they're really, really big. And I might actually end up having to get another pair of work shoes just to deal with that issue. But I mean, I haven't had they aren't uncomfortable to wear or anything like that. So one of my biggest concerns is what's going to happen if I'm on my feet for 12 straight hours because sometimes I have back problems too, especially if I'm on my feet for a long period of time. But it hasn't really been that much of a problem. I think there's with me, I have more of a problem if I have to stand in one place for a long period of time versus being on my feet and walking around. I think when I walk around, I kind of shift my weight around a little bit, and my back doesn't have as much of a problem with that. I don't know, just playing it by ear though. Yeah, I guess I meant ibuprofen, not acetaminophen. Those are two different things. It's ibuprofen. That's what's in Tylenol. So just from my own personal experience, I would say get off the Tylenol, maybe go to Advil or something like that. Talk to your doctor, see what's better to deal with pain. But like I said, I do know from firsthand experience that the Tylenol is bad for the liver. So I've stopped taking Tylenol entirely. I have Advil now that I use when I need it. Yeah, I don't keep my wallet in my back pocket, so that isn't a problem. Additionally, when I'm at work, I tend to take everything out of my pocket. So I leave my keys and my wallet and my cell phone and everything in my locker, just so it doesn't bother me. I'm not supposed to have my phone in the manufacturing area anyway. So ugh. Do I wear a uniform? Kind of. Like I said, that's another one of those questions I don't want to go too much into detail on. But yeah, I do kind of sort of wear a uniform. Yeah, maybe. I tried to take a little nap before I started this, but I couldn't fall asleep. So I know I really don't want to do one too much because I kind of got to go to bed early tonight because tomorrow's another 5 a.m. morning. So okay, so I got it wrong. Tylenol is acetaminophen, Advil is ibuprofen. Okay, I mean I suppose that's possible. I guess we can go check. Hang on a second. I know it's bad form to walk away from a camera, but whatever. Let's see if it actually says that on the packet here. Yeah, I guess it is ibuprofen. It is Advil because I have Advil right here. I guess like I said, I switched over to Advil after. Actually, I did that a number of years ago before all this happened. But yeah, I just started taking Advil instead of Tylenol. What do I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I'm probably the last person in the world. I'm just kind of sharing what my uh, experience is. Yeah, they were talking about what they wanted to do for my dad for his back pain, and in the end, it started with surgery, and they just decided at the time that he was too weak to do that. So we never got that problem resolved. Licorice root, huh? That's what they're saying now. That's the pain killer of preference now. Your mom had a surgery, wanted surgery for a torn rotator cuff. The doctor said physical therapy. Okay, well, there you go. Natural instead of aspirin. Yeah, well, whatever works. There's a lot of things that do work. So you have a lot of options. When he hears the TV tray get turned around, he knows it's kitty treat time. See if we can coax Nibble to come down here. Nibble. Oh, there she is. How many times are you going to fall for that, huh? It's still right here in my hand. Here, Nibble. That's for you. If you can get to it before Bite does. Come on. Come on up here so everyone can see you. I see Nibble's coming up here now. Come on, Nibble. This one's for you. No, not you. Not you. Not you. Her. She gets one too. It isn't all about you. It's probably the most exercise they get is jumping for the kitty treats. Hey, Nibble. What is their regular dry cat food? It varies. They like the little friskies, and it's basically just whatever I see in the store. They're usually they'll pretty much eat whatever I give them. So I have my dad's iPad. Not actually yet. I will at some point. I have his laptop. And he stopped really using that a few years ago. But when I went through there, I found a lot of like really great old photos that he had kept and stuff like that. So, I am looking forward to digging into the iPad and seeing what's there. But like I said, that's still with my mom. I didn't have enough space to bring it back. I was kind of breaking the rules anyway, bringing the laptop back because I've been I've been traveling without checking any luggage. What I do is I put my clothes in the backpack, and then I'll bring the laptop, and I'll have everything that's electronic in the laptop bag. So I'll have my iPad and my phone and all the chargers and all the cables in there. And usually, what you can do is you're allowed on airlines to have one carry-on and one personal item. So, the backpack will be the carry-on and the laptop will be the personal item. Well, when I brought my dad's laptop home, I actually had two laptops with me and had to try and get that on the plane. Fortunately, nobody noticed, and I did get it home and it wasn't a problem, but still, like I said, I'm trying to avoid, because you end up paying so much if you check baggage. So, yeah, sometimes I get them like a senior food or, because they are definitely seniors now. They're about 13 years old. They're no longer babies, are they? Are you, Bite? You're not a baby anymore. It's not like that time when I found you when you're 5 weeks old where I could hold both of you in one hand. Yeah, there weren't a whole lot of people a couple weeks ago when I flew from LA to Dallas either. Yeah, people are really freaked out about flying right now. Right, Bite? You've only flown once in your life, haven't you? I bet you weren't much of a fan. You were ready to get here. Oh man, yeah, I wish you could pay me not to fly. I've been uh, I've been flying so much in the last 6 months. Yeah, Bite and Nibble are Maine Coon cats too. You don't see it with so much with Bite's marking, but Nibble definitely has the M on her head. I haven't seen a lot of homeless people at the airport, but they're everywhere else in California. I'm guessing probably with all the security around the airport, they probably don't allow the homeless in there that much. Taking more and more effort now to jump up there, isn't it? A lot of force that those hind legs had to put in there to get that massive tub of lard up on the back of the couch, right? Are you a massive tub of lard? Kind of, aren't you? Yeah, my dad's memorial service, it wasn't technically canceled, it was technically postponed. It was supposed to happen when I was out there, um, for the funeral, but a couple days beforehand, my mom said that she was going to cancel it because she didn't want people gathering at the church. So we're going to do it later in the year once we're past all this. Bill's home now and is prepping for the Instant Pot. All right. Yeah, I think the first thing they recommend you do is that you boil water in it. And so that's I think probably what he's talking about in terms of prepping it. You put like a cup or two of water in it, and turn it on, let it build up the pressure, and make sure everything works, and then you try something for real. I still use mine. I haven't cooked a lot of entrees in it, but I use it a lot for steaming vegetables. I steamed corn on the cob last night for dinner. It was really good. Yeah, it's funny. I guess it has been raining in California because I got a video yesterday from Beth of Flash, and she was concerned because Flash was just hanging out in the rain. Well, that's sort of what Flash does, though. The only time I've ever seen her drink water is when it's raining. She'll get out and she'll find a little area where a little bit of water is puddling in the yard, and she'll go drink water out of that. Have I ever tried eating ice cream in a hot dog bun? No, I can't say that I have. Yeah, the Instant Pot, it's a bunch of things, including a pressure cooker. It's a pressure cooker, it's a crock pot, it's a slow cooker. You can saute in it, you can steam stuff in it, a lot of great stuff. That's actually sort of another reason why I don't do that many cooking vlogs. It's just me, and I got to eat everything, and otherwise I end up filling up the refrigerator. My mom's doing good. I've been talking to her a lot lately. She's still kind of locked in her room right now, but she's got a few things going on, and of course we're really grateful that the long-term insurance has finally kicked in. Um, I'll say this again because I talked to her yesterday, and probably some of you might not have heard that. About a week ago, you guys were kind of commenting that it would be fun to have her call in to a live stream, like when my dad did that a few months ago. And she talked to me yesterday, and she said, yeah, she wants to do that. So sometime in the next week or two, sometime we're gonna do a call in from my mom. It was funny when she first said to me, she said, "But I have one stipulation, and that is I want to wait until after I get unlocked from this place and can go get my hair done." I said, "Mom, you're going to be calling in on the telephone. You could be naked, and nobody would hear you. Nobody would know. You're just going to be talking on the phone, so nobody's going to see you. Nobody's going to see if your hair looks all messy." Which I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I think she just it's more the habit to go get the hair done every week than an actual necessity because her hair looks fine. But whatever. It's something that she likes to do, and it allows her to go out and socialize with her friends and stuff like that. So, all right. I think Karma has shared that with us more than once here that her actual name's Carol. So I don't know. I'm going to try and remember that. I'm horrible with names, so. Well, I think the issue with my mom is she knows that I do the vlogging. She knows it's video, so I guess it's not totally an unreasonable thing to think that she was actually going to be on screen when that happened. So, I mean, I'm not laughing at her. It's just, it's just doing all of this, the video stuff on YouTube. That's completely alien to her, and so it doesn't really totally surprise me that she maybe thought she would be seen, not just heard. But that was really exciting. I was really happy when I heard she was going to do that. So stay tuned for that. Um, that'll probably happen. I originally said let's preliminarily schedule it for next Sunday because that's when I'm off. It's just, oh, you mean on Easter? It's like, oh yeah, we probably won't want to do it on Easter, will we? But sometime in the next week or two, we're gonna definitely do a live stream, and my mom's gonna call in and she'll answer your questions just like my dad did. So I know she's looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to it. So it'll be fun. Yeah, doesn't help when you play the same jokes over and over again. You get these idiots, the idiot trolls that come on here, and they think they can get you to say the N word on the live stream by referring to their friend Nicholas Gurr, but it's always Nick. And when you put that first name and that last name together, it sounds like you're saying the N word. And I'm sorry, I've fallen for that once. I'm not going to do that again. So yeah, if you want me to say hi to your friend Nicholas Gurr, it's not going to happen, and I'm going to block you. Well, I mean, there's always new names that are on here that you don't necessarily recognize, but that's fine. Most of them are good people, and I have new subscribers, every day. So you know, yeah, I know it's just stupid how they waste so much time trying to figure out how to make somebody say something that sounds like the N word, and then of course what they do is they cut it out and say, hey, Brett got on a live stream and said the N word. It's like, no, he didn't. So yeah, you just got to kind of watch out for that. See, I tend to be a little naive on things like that too. The first time I saw that, I didn't see anything wrong with it. Jordan came up to me and says, "Yeah, you know what that sounds like, right?" And it's like, "Oh man, you're totally right." But I guess it's a good thing that they're stupid and they don't figure out that, hey, I've heard that one before now. They keep pulling the same one. I guess they're not smart enough to come up with new offensive ways to make someone say something that sounds horrible. They just keep using the same one. But I guess it's the same mentality that makes people go out and commit crimes and then videotape it, and post it on YouTube. You know, it's good that we got so many people, stupid people out there doing stuff like that because we can catch them. Yeah, right, Carol. If they really put their mind to it and spent half the effort that they do coming up with something stupid like that to come up with something great, they wouldn't need to be trolls and go do their own channel and make their own have their own following. But whatever, that's just people. I didn't, yeah, Nancy, I didn't get it at first either, and I actually did wish the first time I saw that, 4 months ago or so on a live stream, I actually did wish Nicholas Gurr a happy birthday, and didn't realize afterwards. And like I said, Jordan texted me afterwards and said, "Yeah, you know what that really means, right?" And apparently, the person was too dumb to do anything with it because I never heard about it again. But that's just the world we're in right now. Oh yeah, Jordan definitely has my back. That's why I make him a moderator on this channel, because when he's on there, if you remember we did the live stream just a couple days ago. Jordan was slaying trolls left and right because they kept coming in here. It was just crazy a couple days ago. Yeah, and but you get what you got to do. What you got to remember, Jennifer, is these guys are losers by nature. That's who they are. That's all they have is trying to tear down something that someone else built. You know, what am I going to work on today? Any cool household projects? No, I think I'm probably going to go out and do another nature hike today. Um, I've done a bunch of those, but they're fun to do. It's good to get out and get some exercise, and I really enjoy doing those. And like I said, it was so rewarding the other day when I came across that deer out in the trail, just out in the middle of nowhere. That was so fun. Well, anyway, we've been going for more than 2 hours now, so I think once again we're going to pull the plug on this. I think I may very well do another all-day live stream tomorrow when I go to work. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoy that. So anyway, that's all I got right now. So thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time. My next video comes up in about 6 hours, and I believe it's that cooking one that we did on the live stream a couple days ago. So you'll get to see that, and then in 12 hours after that, I'll post that live stream too, so you can see the full thing. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time.